No, like you're gonna say I'm Tyler.
Oh, but I want to be Colby.
I'm Tyler. This is Colby. What's up, guys? Welcome to Northside Gym. I'm Colby.
I'm Tyler.
We're gonna show you all an ab and arm workout today. Okay. We're gonna do a lot of supersetting, mostly abs in the beginning, and then we'll finish off with bicep and tricep supersets. So y'all check it out. Exercise 1 is going to be laying leg raises, okay? So basically what Tyler is doing is he is raising his legs up into the air, pushing with his heels into the sky, driving his hips off the pad, okay? A lot of people, when they do this exercise, they don't lift their legs up high enough, so they're really just working their hip flexors and their quad muscle, really, and a little bit of their abs. Their abs is more like a steady contraction instead of a big contraction. So you wanna make sure that whenever you're pulling through, you squeeze your abs and you thrust your legs up to the sky. So another thing is the placement of this decline bench, right? So there's a few different settings. You can go like a 20-degree negative, which is super, super high, or you can go all the way to 0 where there's nothing, right? It kind of depends on, it depends on kind of how long you are also, and your level of how good your abs are, right? How strong they are. So what I like to do is raise it up to like a -5 decline, and then I attach this rope right here so I can have like firm foundation whenever I'm pulling up to the sky. I can hold on with my hands, okay? If you don't have this set up, there's another decline bench right here. You could kind of do the same thing and just hold the back pad. It's up to you, but this is how I like doing them. How many did you do? 25? Yeah, I did 25.
Plus the 5 you had me do.
Woo. Sucks. You like it at the decline? I feel like it's like all abs right there.
Ah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. Love that for me.
I love that for me. Okay, so these are bicycle crunches. The difference is like we did them on a decline bench, another decline bench. If you look at the setting on a decline bench, this is on a -10 decline. Okay, this is flat, which that's how you can perform your bicycle crunches if you don't have like a decline. But if you kind of bring this down to like a -10, and then you sit on the edge of your pad, you can kind of stabilize your abs a little better, which kind of gets you a better ab contraction when you're twisting, I feel. And then whenever you're twisting, you're touching your right elbow to your left knee, and then you're twisting back over, balancing on your ass. It just makes for a really good workout, so check this out. You wanna bicycle, like push your legs out like you're riding a bike. Okay. Woo. We're gonna do decline sit-ups on this last superset. You're gonna make sure that, depending on how strong your abs are, again, is how much of a decline you can do. Right now we have this on the highest setting because we do abs quite a bit. But if you're a beginner on the lower setting, more like flat, level ground, that's good for you, then that's fine. You just wanna make sure that you crank out a good 20, 25, and you're not laying down on the pad, relaxing every rep. You wanna make sure that you're just barely touching, stretching your abs, and then coming back up to contract.
Always have keep your hands on your head and make sure from that down motion on the way up, you're touching your knee. That's how we'll count a full rep.
Yeah. For sure. Waddle yourself in here. And then sometimes I like to do a little twist.
Show off.
Or like this. Or get a plate. Not a plate. Like a 10-pound. I ain't fucking Rocky over here. That's hard. Shit. One more thing. So when you're doing abs, you want to make sure you're like breathing through the movements. A lot of times I see clients, when they're doing the movement, they start holding their breath way too much. And then it's making them lose all their power, and they get stuck at the bottom of every ab movement because they don't know how to breathe through the contraction because it's in your belly, you know what I mean? So just make sure you're kind of trying to stay calm as you feel that burn start to come on. It's just a little trick that I've learned.
Here comes a breakdown.
What'd you say? Up. Fuck. Tyler likes to text during our workouts.
This motherfucker forgets I come work out with him in the middle of my workday.
Dude, fuck that workday. It's done as soon as you walk in the door. This is a part of my profession. You know, like on 300? What is your profession?
Love it. Love it. Those suck.
You like that?
Those suck. Because it's like a balancing game while you do it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Damn, son.
You want a little plate, like a little 10?
Who's wearing a vest, long sleeve, long pants right now? It's a little muggy for all that.
I'm gonna put on some Kevin Levroni.
Dude, put on the, oh no, this is the Ronnie Coleman 3 hours of lightweight, baby.
No.
Oh.
No, this has been on for 5 hours, bro. This is Ronnie Coleman's like
Dude, it ain't nothing but a peanut.
Mock Productions video. When you said that, you reminded me of your dad so much. That's so weird. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's cool. I am a father now.
You're definitely a dad.
Strange.
Not very flexible these days.
Drop the weight and get some.
Get some.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Working his hamstrings right now. There's quads. I don't even know which leg part I'm looking at. What the fuck?
Fucking made me throw up. Been eating too much of this shit. I've been doing a lot of core lately, right? And Matt brought up a good point. Like, is it good to push the muscle group to failure or add resistance or whatever it is? Because you don't want, in bodybuilding, we don't want the muscle to get too big in your stomach, so it makes your waist look blocky or something like that, right? I believe that, like, you can train abs until failure and train them hard, and it's only gonna make the muscle more dense, right? It means it's growing, right? It's stronger, but I believe a denser muscle is a stronger muscle, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it's bigger. Yes, if you grow in density, that means it's bigger, but it means getting more solid, more striated, a lot of different variables, you know? So that's why we train abs really hard once a week, and then we kind of touch up a few times a week for a warm up or cool down or whatever, because for a while there, we didn't train really abs at all, but I've seen a big difference in our physiques training abs.
I agree. And I think, like Nick Bagley said it best, like, we under train our abs and they look the most underdeveloped, especially as you're like starting in bodybuilding. Like, you got to think like an ab and thigh. Like, the idea is that you're crunching down, and like as you crunch, like everything comes together and it gets really tight. I don't think overworking it makes it look bigger, bulkier, blown out. Like, I think it actually brings everything together so those muscles look tighter.
Yeah, so we train abs. We like them.
We ab.
We fucking, this shit burns, bro. My shit hurts right now. Next 3 exercises are gonna be forearm and tricep supersets, okay? We're gonna do wrist curls with this straight bar sitting on a bench. I actually got this from like Arnold's, you know, book that he wrote about exercising and how he got into bodybuilding and stuff like that. He writes like a program in the back of his book, and it has like all of his splits and like exercises he used to do growing up and like as he was a pro and stuff. And his forearm like wrist curl exercise is super, it was cool to see how he did it and why he did it. So I started doing it like this. I really like it. So basically, you're gonna have your forearms flat on this bench like this. You're gonna hold your knees, your knees to your elbows, and kind of like pull them in together like this. So it constantly like makes your arms supinate and also externally rotate at the same time. It's kind of hard to do this really with any other movement, or like with a dumbbell, you're just doing like this because your shoulder likes to like pop in and out. But when you have your knees kind of forcing your elbows in, and then you let this bar that we're gonna curl, you let it all the way down to your fingertips, you curl it back up and you squeeze on the forearm, you get a really gnarly contraction. So this is the way I like to do them. Check them out. Like this. Sometimes, like when you're doing them, and your arms, they start to get a burn, you'll have this natural instinct to kind of like move your elbow a certain way so it gets out of the burn. But basically I use my legs and my thighs to hold my elbows in place, so no matter how much burn my forearms are going through, they can't get out of it unless I just give up. Like that.
Did it smell like ass?
Nah, taint.
Yeah.
A little gooch butter, you know?
Little lifting salt?
Say lifting salt. You set up the next one.
Yeah. Do you want to use a band on the bench dips?
Probably a little later. Yeah, but you can put one on there.
Okay.
Just to have one.
Demonstrate.
All right, next one is the tricep push down, okay? I set this up a little differently. I got this like chain set up right here. I do this so that I don't necessarily have to bring the pulley all the way down to like shoulder height, and then the pulley's kind of in my face whenever I'm like pressing on my triceps. So I use this chain to kind of like have the pulley a little higher and the starting point for the bar a little lower, so that whenever I start pushing, it's just right in my triceps and it's not necessarily in my shoulder, okay? So what I do is kind of twist this bar in my hand so that whenever I'm pushing down on the tricep push down, I twist my knuckles to the ground, just like that. Get a really firm contraction like this, okay? And then like I said, I bring this cable really close to my face to make sure I get the best contraction I can, and it lines really well with my arm, my joints. I kind of have like a wider grip on this bar. That's why I got the wide bar. If you're not super wide, like you don't have big wide shoulders or anything like that, you can get a more narrow bar. But I just like to flare my elbows out when I do it. And then sometimes I'll change the range of motion, right? So this is like kind of like halfway up, like that. Go halfway up, then you can go all the way up, back down, however you want to do it. Tyler, you explain why you're doing it like that.
I do it for two reasons. First off, I'm taller than Colby. And then second off, I like to get over the weight so that I'm now taking my shoulder movement out of the lift, and I'm just moving my arm. I can control the bicep on the way up, which in turn makes me control my tricep all the way through the movement, and I'm over the weight, rather than if I'm standing up, I feel like there's a portion of it that's me drawing back to hold my shoulders. So it's just, I guess for me, it's more of a personal preference. And since I'm a little taller, I can get a better range of motion. If I was here, I'm already at the top of the motion, whereas when I'm here, I'm in it the whole time.
Yeah. That's kind of like, it's kind of how bodybuilding is a little bit. You're like, you just like find what works with you, and you just kind of feel it and you go for it.
And it changes.
Yeah, it does change.
It changes. Like eventually I probably won't want to do this all the time. It's just not like realistic for my routine, but right now it works for me. So I lean into it a little harder.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I won't use the band right now, but then the third exercise on the superset is bench dips. These are just basic, standard, classic bench dips. I don't really do anything super special with these. I just like to keep it simple when it comes to my arms, and whatever works, works. I don't really need fancy machines or anything. I need fucking barbells, dumbbells, cables, and free weight. So all I do is basically put my hands out here, kind of stand on my heels a little bit, keep my knees just slightly bent, and then come down like this, and then come back up. I think the biggest difference that I do, that I've seen other people do, is they try to tuck their elbows back and everything, and they're going down like this. But I feel like I get a lot of shoulder movement and I'm lowering myself by my shoulder instead of kind of like internally rotating my arm and coming down in my tricep and stretching my long head of my tricep, okay? That's how I do it. I come down like this, I kind of flare the elbows, kind of keep my chest up and then push through. I keep my back as close as I can to this bench as I'm pushing up, okay? I'm not coming down like this way. I'm coming down like almost like backwards in a way. Keeping my elbows flared, pushing up.
It's almost like you're wedging your body forward on your heels. And when you're going down, you'll feel the pressure going forward because of the way you're going back into the bench itself.
Also with bench dips, I do a little half rep and then I go full rep. That fucking sucks ass. Like that. Woo. Yeah. We've been using that half rep, full rep stuff. Like, we've been using the half rep, full rep stuff for quite a while. I saw it on one morning. I was like working the front desk. I saw it super early. I turned on TV, started watching like C-Bum, and he does like, I was watching this leg day he does, and he does a lot of like pulse at the bottom and then push all the way through. And I was like, man, that's pretty smart, especially on muscle groups that have a hard time growing. Why not do a little extra work on those muscle groups, hit a little like pulse rep or half rep, and then all the way full and contract it. And I found like, since I've been doing that, it's like a game changer for sure.
Workout gets more, you get a lot more fatigue a lot faster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just
sure.
pushing that half rep.
Yeah.
And then there comes a point where you quite literally can't do a half rep anymore. You got to go into the motion. You're just getting your reps out.
All right, let's add some more weight to that. Some fucking meaty forearms. Looking like Popeye. Okay, now we just add a little band around the waist to make it a little more difficult. I got this client. She's a Serbian client. She's from Serbia. Man, bro, her accent is hilarious. She's like, "Are you going to kill me today?" Well, now I am. Now I have to. That fucking sucks, bro. Sometimes I train arms at the intensity of legs because I feel like they need to grow twice as much as my legs, so. Motherfucker. Start getting lightheaded and shit. It's just crazy. Yo, I like the forearm in there. And then the twisting of that, it's like the opposite of this. Like push it down.
Yeah.
Man. I like this superset right here.
I feel like this is one of those exercises you don't expect to suck. You're like, oh, some bench dips.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Then it fucking kicks your ass.
Yeah. You do them right. Hold that top one. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just let that shit set in your long head.
I like long head. Short head is no fun.
The long head's so nice.
Oh yeah. That hooded.
That's burning, cowboy. Maybe 130. See.
More.
More. More.
Skin fold on your forearm would say you're ready for a bodybuilding show.
It's got the low back says differently. Shit. Fucking bitch.
This band will get your ass.
What?
This band will attack you.
Yeah, well. Hi, Vanessa. Look at Vanessa wanting to be in the video and shit over there.
Can she do a demonstration video on how to hang up the cable accessories? Because it gets done every other day and then I don't know where anything goes. So I just hang it back up.
Wherever.
Fuck them.
They start burning hard,
That's
right?
a much easier way to do it.
Yeah. Instead of putting like weight on your lap and shit, fucking clipping your balls off. Fuck.
Dude, I just use my fupa.
Yeah, but just fall into the floor like that.
The only thing is like it's so deep after you've been doing it, you're like, fuck.
Fucking hurts.
What I noticed with the dumbbell is on the return of the weight, I'm like losing the motion. Like I get the squeeze at the top, but there's a control portion going back that I like with the cable.
We were just talking about how me and Tyler feeling different exercises differently. So I had programmed kickbacks, bicep curls, like supinated bicep curls with a barbell, and then hammer curls with dumbbells. So we're kind of doing the same thing but different things. Tyler feels more on the cable system and I feel more on like free weight stuff. And he's dealing with like a little bit of an injury and so am I. So we're kind of training similar movements, just like different ways. Because we are two different people. We train differently, we feel muscles differently, and it's like kind of preference, you know what I'm saying? Now you want to keep the same movements that we program, but basically if you go off the beaten path a little bit to choose something that fits your needs a little differently, it's totally fine. Don't get caught up in like how to do everything to a T, to the exact rep or to the exact weight or whatever it is. Like you want to feel a good contraction in the similar movement. So
I think that we get too wrapped up in the semantics of wanting to do what's on the program, when in reality, we are doing what's on the program. Right now, what I feel better engagement with is having a cable so that I feel the movement all the way through when I'm doing that motion. So like Colby wants to use the free weight. Right now, I feel better engagement if I use the cable. It's the same movement, just with different approaches to them.
yeah, so for instance, right now, I'm doing bicep hammer curls, or dumbbell hammer curls, right? So the way I do these is I kind of shrug up a little bit, right? And then I put my elbows behind my waistline, and then I curl up and kind of try to punch my fist to the sky a little bit, right?
So the same principle for what Colby was just saying. Now we're gonna try it on the cable. I like to grab the IPR rope just because I like to focus on my grip strength on arm day. I feel like it helps work my forearms, helps me when I'm trying to move my wrists in a motion, whether it's doing a tricep and I'm trying to go from here and punch my fist to the ground. Same like Colby was just saying, as I'm going up, I'm trying to punch my fist into the sky when I'm going up. So the only difference is now I kind of got to step back a little bit. So the tension that Colby created, I'm now having to create myself by kind of pinning my shoulders back to keep my elbows behind, right in line with my rib cage. And then I'm doing the same motion here where I'm trying to push into the sky and do the same thing.
I want to get a little bit more supinated in my movement, so I kind of want a straight bar. Like I said, I'm dealing with like an injury. I like tore my bicep not too long ago, so I want to try to focus on the stretch of my bicep a little bit more by supinating rather than putting a shit ton of weight on it. So as I come up in this movement, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a shrug and then curl up just like that and kind of keep that weight in my biceps. Weirdly enough, by shrugging, I feel like I get a really good contraction whenever my traps are pretty tight, my elbows are back, kind of letting my arm out and going back up.
I mean, like, I have a guy that tore his Achilles and his squat is atrocious, but nobody's ever taken the time to counter his squat, and it's as simple as using a wedge to put his heel up because he's trying to keep his heel up to protect that Achilles, and now his squat is perfect.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Like, so I'm like 3 months post surgery. I tore my bicep, the long head of my bicep not too long ago. See that gnarly ass scar right there? So I'm just now getting back into like training my upper body. I took like almost more probably than 3 months off from all like pulling motions, probably like 4 or 5 months off. So I'm getting back into it. So I don't know, just finding movements that work and playing slowly on the weight, dealing with like weird pains. It's like just kind of normal, scar tissue builds up and shit, but like we were saying, if you just like kind of push through it, find what works for you and you keep going, I mean, eventually those little aches and pains will go away. So just dealing with that shit. All right, guys, so thanks for joining our arm and ab day. Please like and subscribe, comment below, give us some feedback how you liked it. Thanks for coming.
Let us know what you want to see next.